Are you like me and love stamping and fussy cutting? You can store them in a tin, but you can also, as I did, make a book for storage for your cutout stamps. I'm going to show this to you today, and as a bonus I have also a book I just recently finished, a really nice soft fabric book. So grab something to drink and settle in.
I know you've had a really bad...
It always makes me so happy having lots of greens and browns on my table. That are my favorite colors with a hint of black. So this book, I promised a few videos ago, I think, to show this. And I'm now getting around to do that. And in the meanwhile, I've done a lot of other projects, like this one. I'm going to show that to you next. Let's put this a little bit to the side. Here are some cutout stamps, and this lovely book I made is for storing cutout stamps, and I thought it would be nice to make maybe more of them in the future, and on the cover it will show what kind of stamps I'm storing in this book. So these are not for the birds, so I have to make another one for those, but these are for the flowers. I have bought, it was a more recent release from Alison Bomber, the really lovely flowers. I do love them. They're also featured in this book. This is how much I love the style of the, how do you call it? It's like it's really nicely sketched and it's a little bit graphical, but you can alter them to your taste with color or stamping in color or color them in. So it's very versatile. So this book is with a cover with fabric, front and back. And what I made, as you can see here, is kind of how do you call that, a harmonica style zigzaggy book. And I saw this idea on a video with Dina Wakely, and she demonstrated that book, and I thought, oh, that would be very nice to store some stamps. Let me show you how I made them. So this is the closure. This is also from the stamp set with the flowers. And then you just goes around the book, and the front and back cover are just a chipboard and then fabric. This is the fabric, Tim Holtz fabric. Just glued it on the chipboard. And then the basis of this book are 2 A4 papers glued together. So I have a really long piece. And then I glued the front and the back cover onto them. So they're all separate pieces and then later on assembled. But let me show you first the inside. Here you can see I decorated the book. I had really a lot of fun doing that. I cut some windows in them, and here you can see all the different stamps. I had a lot of fun, just an evening, or more than one I think, stamping and cutting them out, watching really nice videos. And then and this one I did some experiments with embossing. So this flower is embossed with the pumice stone. So I have several flowers. This also features on the front, the embossed one. And I have decorated the book. There are a lot of flowers in here. I decorated it with stenciling, with tissue paper. I just did a lot of doodling and everything. So let's just go through the book first, and you can see through I cut windows so you can see what's inside. So these are the flowers from the other stamp sets, and I embossed them in I think it is bundled sage because I love that color. And what I did is that the flap, the pocket, is not glued in the middle, only on the sides, so I can get in easier. If I glued it here, I had that just like a little space to get things in. So, and here are some pieces that are from another stamp set that was released together with the flower stamp set, and there was more advertisements. So I made a lot of these so I can use them in my projects. So I felt they could fit in with the flowers as it was the same release. And here are other flowers. These are just white and I can color them in if I want to. And here are some experiments of different colors and crayons, and not necessarily loving them, but you know, this one is okay, but I keep them anyway because you never know. Sometimes there's a project where they will fit perfectly. So on the other side is just nothing. So this is the harmonica, and these papers, these A4 papers, I glued together here in the middle, and then I just folded a piece to make the pocket. So I folded the paper, and then you can just easily fold them in a harmonica. So it's not really complicated. The only thing that takes a little bit more is like you putting on the covers. You don't even have to put on covers, but I would. It gives the book a little bit more sturdiness, and I like it. So I have these flowers. I had stamped these on transparency. Really lovely results, and you can see them in that book a little bit better how it will integrate in a project. So these ones I can also put in here, because I always make too much. Maybe I need 2 flowers for a project and I will make 10 or 20 flowers. So this is the book. You can also see some other pieces there, all from the stamp sets, from the flower stamp sets. And this one from the advertisement. And I really like how this will all fit together. So this is the stamp holder stamp storage book. And this will fit really nicely on your shelf. And it is, when I have trays or tins with stuff, I will put them in a drawer, and then it's out of sight. So in this one I can just put on my shelf because it looks nice. So I used this fabric from the green palette from Tim Holtz, and in my other book I also use fabric because I really love combining paper and fabric. I love working with them. I'm not a really good seamstress, but I can sew, but for a junk journal or for journals, I can sew perfectly because it doesn't have to do in straight lines. Then this book I made for a friend, and I always like it when I make presents for someone. It gives me a lot of focus to make a really nice project. So this is made. The cover is totally made out of fabric and with I think you call it batting inside. So it's double fabric, and this is just a natural canvas I just had in my stash, a natural canvas color. And I have here a little piece left. I put this in between the fabric. And I don't know how this is called, because I have a few of these and they came in parcels. When I received, I think it was from supplements or something, I received a package, and this was just packaging. And I saved it because it is, I thought I could use that maybe someday. So I've kept it for years, even before I started journaling, and not knowing that I would need it in a future hobby. So that's me keeping stuff. So here is the journal, and you see I have stamped this cover. This is the bubble stamp, and this brown is also a border stamp. I used all Tim Holtz. The fabric I have collaged with sewing fabric on it. So this is a fabric piece, this is a fabric piece, also this sentence. And on the back side, you also see here fabric, and here again a quote, and they are all from the collage strip fabric. And this is a little from the tape measurement with a little safety pin. And this fabric, this is not Tim Holtz, this I just found in a shop, and it's this one. And I saw this, and it's just a fabric store for when you make clothes or something. But I saw this and I thought, this is interesting because I can cut out these flowers and it looks very nice for a journal cover. So I had that in mind. I've kept it for more than a year, and I finally had this project, and I just glued it onto the canvas, and in the middle I just did a glossy accent drop to give it just a little something. So that was not that complicated to make this cover. The inside was a little bit more work. So I made a closure. This is a vintage button I got from flea market, and I just sewed it onto the cover. These are just beads, and sometimes I buy necklaces, and then I just disassemble them and then I'm going to use them on things like this. So the inside, let me just first show you the inside. There's a lot of stuff going on. So it's the same fabric as on the outside, just the canvas that I stamped. First I did some background stamping with the bubble stamp, and I used from Alison Bomber has a really great splatter stamp, so I used that from another stamp set. And then I stamped the flowers on tissue paper, just on white tissue paper, and I glued that tissue paper on the fabric. And you can see it a little bit that it's the lines, because it's color, and then it will not, and maybe also because it's fabric, it will not really dissolve. Well, with me it didn't. Maybe I need some more practice, but with the flowers it was better. And this advertisement piece also stamped on tissue paper, and then when it was glued on, then I did color with watercolor pencils and a little bit of a white Posca pen. So here I have a little piece, ephemera piece on that pin. I don't know how it's called. And let me first show you this side. It's kind of the same principle with the tissue paper, and here I glued on a little bee. And then in the middle I have a file folder from the die set, from the how is it called? I forget the name. Chapter 3, yes. This die set, I love that one. Cutting the folder from Tim Holtz paper. And then I sewed it in the middle of the book. And then I sewed it closed. Just with one stitching. And then I collaged it. So there is this transparency flower I put on. There's a little clip with 2 pieces of ephemera on it. And then I just glued on a little piece of fabric I had just laying around, and I thought that will fit. Then I have a sometimes I cannot remember how it's called. I have that now. So I've here the hole with the, the metal thingy. And then I have this ball pin, and I put on a little bell. And this is all Tim Holtz stuff. I love this. Adornments and a heart. And they put a little alcohol ink on it. And there's an antique gem. So I thought that would be really nice. And then the back side, same. A transparent stamped flower glued on it, and the glue will dry clear. So on the other side of the pin I have a stamped piece of ephemera from the field notes. This is a postage stamp, a sticker. Oh, yes, I have here also the really nice sticker tape. And then inside, because I've sewn it close, it is a pocket, I have a lot of stuff inside. Because I wanted for the person that will receive this, wanted to be a bit of an experience to look at everything and discover a lot of stuff. So there is some different pieces in here. First there's a selfish tag. And on this side it's still empty because I'm going to put a message on here. Just a simple tag. Then I have here, how is this called? The I did not prepare that well in looking at all the names, because I think I can remember them. Let's see, flashcard? I think it's the flashcard. So I had the flashcard, but I did a lot of stuff with it. I stamped it. This is a nature stamp with flowers and little leaves from Tim Holtz. And also did some little doodlings, dots on them. Then I had here the stamped piece of ephemera and the beautiful butterfly from an ephemera pack. And I roughed up the edges here. And then on the other side, kind of the same. So that's this one. And then I have this piece. This is a pocket card, I think it's called. Not sure. And I just collaged it with little pieces of this and that. Little stamping. I just torn off a little piece of paper to be like kind of a tag on here. And on the other side, that was already beautiful, so I didn't need to do a lot, just 2 pieces on here. So this is the inside of the file folder. So I hope you like these books and seeing these books. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of them. Very curious. And if you would like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!
Day. But I'm right here, it's gonna